Let's go. Doug and Rob on the mic, spring running the show. Turn the dial up, let the nonsense flow. Trick in the corner, wagging her tail, ready for the road. And history in the rear view, spices in the air. Cooking up a story, got a guest in every chair. Entrepreneurs and dreamers, music in the night. On the Nonsense Chronicles, everything feels right. Turn it up, let the laughter roll. On the road with the heart and a rock and roll soul. From the kitchen to the highway, chasing every spot. We're living out loud, making magic in the dark. Spring's got the soundboard mixing up the fun. Doug's got the question drops, always on the run. Fifth's got opinions, barking out the truth. Every episode's a journey, every moment's living through.
Hello and welcome to the Nonsense Chronicles. This is Doug Chachere, and as always, I am joined by
Rob Mendiola.
Greetings, Rob.
Greetings, Doug.
So
alien-like. Greetings.
Greetings. Greetings.
Well, man, you're here again today. Yesterday was kind of a fail, but we're back.
Yeah, yesterday was a fail.
But that's all right. You drove out here just to hang out with me.
Yeah, I think what do we have, like 3 in the last 4 days we got done. Yeah, because what we're doing right now is we're stocking up because I'm getting ready to do what you did last year again. And by the way,
Doug, who are you talking to, man?
I'm talking to myself. I am talking to the one and the only Mr. Daniel Salce.
Yeah.
Is it pronounced Salce?
So there's multiple ways of saying it. If you want to say it the American way,
Right.
it's Salce.
Salsi?
The true way is Chachere.
Oh.
Salce?
Chachere. Yeah.
Now, wait, that
Okay.
sounds more Italian than...
That sounds more like Brazilian or something.
It actually comes from the Spanish word for the willow tree.
All right.
So it's like salsa. I don't even know how to say it, but
Wow, okay.
So you're willing to bend, is what you're saying?
yeah. But it's a mixture of
So Spanish.
a lot of Italian, a lot of Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So,
dig it.
and then if you're a coach, you call me hot sauce. Or,
Hey, what up, salsa? Yeah, that's a...
Salsa.
yeah, that's been my name for a long time. Hot salsa.
yeah, man.
That's cool.
Daniel has his own podcast. It's
Yes.
called Whosoever HTX.
No, 1Love HTX.
One Love HTX.
One
Goddamn.
Love HTX.
But we do promote
The Whosoevers.
Whosoevers quite a bit.
100%. That's how it happened. We were so connected deeply to the Whosoevers, but they just never have been able to, I guess, branch out and do regions or stuff. So
Okay.
Yeah.
we decided to create 1Love HTX, thinking that it was just going to be a local thing, and now we're in 68 countries. And
Wow.
Hey,
You're
look,
like,
it worked, man.
oh yeah,
You saw what I added
So
right
Doug's got
above
the
it.
tattoo already
what's
on.
that?
That's cancer.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
my first ever, man.
I like
they
it.
Burned it out. Yeah, and I was like, they said, well, it could mess up with my other. I didn't get a tattoo until I was 55, and I said, well, I don't don't man.
Oh wait, you're saying that's cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like the cancer symbol or something.
No.
No, the
I
burn
wish.
mark. It looks like
Yeah,
a cigarette.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just
Yes,
got it removed.
my first ever. Because all that sun. It's not for anything recent. It's all that sun when we used to go out with baby oil, and especially
yeah.
me, white as a ghost.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well, you occasionally go and get some burned off, right? But it's never been.
it's just a redder shade of pale.
But it's never been cancerous, right?
No. I've had stuff cut off. They tested stuff before. Most stuff they don't test, but this one came back, and it was. I knew when he looked at it this time, he was like, "Oh, this."
What did
little
they say?
friend-
Malignant or whatever? What do they call it?
It's squamous cell. It's like there's different ones. I mean, this is like squamous cell. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Cancer, but there's also. There's the
Carcinoma, right?
that's that one. But there's the melanoma is the one that's the worst,
The leading one.
Scary one.
But I've known people that have had that cut off too. So as we get older,
Yeah. So you got it cut off. You're good.
I'm good to go.
Awesome.
Say-
yeah, they
yeah.
say that it's all the all the stuff we put on ourselves to get in this.
Oh, it's a
Well, he used to bake outside with baby oil.
baby all get on the rooftop. It's just stupid kid.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for my Italian and Spanish.
Right.
roots, 'cause
Yeah.
I don't put anything
Yeah,
on. I just
see,
go.
yeah, you natural.
Yeah, we just
You and Rob both, but
we stay outside all day. And it's fine.
Right.
I'm just a pasty white gangster, man. I gotta say, yeah, I got But Daniel's done some good work in town. He's with the Whosoevers, which is to me is a
Explain what that is.
So the Whosoevers actually began. It was Sonny Sandoval from POD.
Okay.
It was his vision. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to get people that had these life changes and come together and start sharing the stories.
Like your testimony?
Yeah. And
Okay.
he really wanted to, his goal is, and his hope and his heart was to reach kids. That's
Okay.
really where he was going with it. And with the touring of POD and where they were, he just never had the opportunity. And
Yeah.
then as years progressed, I don't know if you know Ryan Reese, he's the Whosoever guy.
Okay.
He was part of, he was the man that created X Games type, things with concerts and rap and rock.
and his dad was a preacher,
His
right?
dad was a preacher. His dad
Okay.
is of the largest Calvary chapel in California.
Yeah.
And so he was extreme. He was a skater, ran a skateboard team and everything, and had a really bad problem. They call him the cocaine pirate.
Oh God.
Yeah, and he
Wow.
says it because he says the amount of cocaine he did, and then he'd just go steal your girlfriend.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there you go.
I've known those guys. Yeah.
There you go.
yeah. So he had this massive life change on the road. Matter of fact, he died, and they left him basically for dead in South America because they were like, we're all in trouble. Like, we got to go shoot our stuff, and you got to hear his story. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And they left him in the hotel room. Called his parents, said, you got to pray for this guy because we're not going to get in trouble and go down with him. So, but
Yeah.
he's blue.
Wow.
So all of a sudden, parents started praying and everything, and next thing you know, he shows back up
Wow.
at the photo shoot, and they're like, "Dude,
That's
you were
crazy.
blue, you were dead." And he said, "God woke me up. It's good." And he started reading the Bible, and he remembered Sonny Sandoval and all these events that he was putting together with, you think about all those. I can't even remember as I'm pulling the bands and stuff. It was like Cypress Hill and Limp
wow.
Bizkit and all these. He was the guy that brought all that
Oh, wow.
together.
Okay.
But he always saw Sonny, and there was something that just clicked, and that's what happens to a lot of people. They're like, I got to go talk to him.
Yeah.
So he ended up talking to him. They became friends. Sonny shared the vision, and he said, I want to do that. And so he started bringing the Whosoevers to fruition. And in that process, Sonny's like, you need to start telling your story. And he said, no, man, I can't do that. And he said, the only way I'm going to do that is if someone calls me, without asking and tells me to come out. And God just ordains this. That's the only way I'm going to do this. And not more than I think it was like 2 weeks later, he gets a call from a Las Vegas church and said, man, we heard about what happened to you. Will you come talk? And he freaked out. And he said, Sonny, I can't go. And he said, that's okay. We'll go with you. And he said, who's we? And he said, Head from Korn, Lacey from Flyleaf.
Sturm. Yeah.
Yep. And he goes, we'll all go with you and we'll do it. And that was the inception of the Whosoevers.
Wow.
And so it started to explode from there. And again, most of their stuff was focused on youth. That's where their heart was,
Yeah.
the future of the world. And they started going out and having all these conversations and talks and everything with people. And then it just kind of started to grow from there.
That's good because
into
you kind
what
of get
it
them
is today.
started early instead of wait until they make all
Right.
these mistakes, right? You kind of
Yeah.
lead them
Yeah.
the way they should be led, right?
Yeah, and so through that whole process, it's really neat. I kept trying to get them here, and if you know Head's story, if you know Sonny's story, Sonny's a little bit different, but the second I started mentioning Head, churches would go, "Whoa,
Yeah.
no, well, sounds cool, but
Yeah.
and it was weird because they even said like, well, if we tell him it's okay to come, then we're basically telling the kids and their parents it's okay to listen to Korn, and I'm like, and your
Yeah.
problem is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just this weird thing. So I could never get them to come, and I couldn't get anyone behind it. And years later, I kept talking to Ryan and everything. Years later, I saw that Head was releasing his movie Loud Crazy Love, which is really cool. So I had one of those moments. I was like, you know what? I'm going to write them. And I had this vision, just this idea that popped in my head. And I told my wife, I said, it would be so cool to get Head out here to Katy, show his movie, and interview him and his daughter on stage. And I said, I'm going to write him a letter. And she goes, why would you write them a letter? And I go, well, why not?
Why not?
Yeah. And I go, what's the worst I can say is no, right? And so she laughed at me. She goes, only you. And sure enough, I got a no. And they came back and they're like, no, that's a great idea, but no thanks. It's cool. And about a month after that, I get this email. And to this day, I can't find it. Brian doesn't know who it came from. I get this email that said, hey, Brian liked that idea. And he's actually going to do that for a couple of friends and stuff. So if you're interested, let's do it. And I go, cool, what's the price? And they gave me the price, and I was like, oh, snap, that's out of my range. I didn't even know how to raise money at this point. You know, I was just working normal. This was just a side gig.
Yeah.
And so I started talking around. It's a longer story, but 2 guys came and offered up all the money.
Wow.
2 guys that wouldn't even know this music. One was 78 years old, and the other one was, they were just like, we love what you do. We love your heart. We're going to give you the money to do it. And so Brian came in, and that's how the connection happened. And I told him, I was like, man, the Whosoevers have been on my heart forever. I want to bring them here, but I don't know how to do it. And COVID, Brian came in to stay with us for a week during COVID, and he was looking at his calendar. He said, hey, I'm going to go to Arkansas to go hang with the Whosoevers. And I go, why would you go to Arkansas in the middle of COVID? He said, because there's nothing, we can't tour, we can't do anything. So we're just going to go hit skate parks. We're going to hit whoever will have us.
Go wherever you can.
Yeah, it was so cool. So he said, why don't you go with us? Yeah. And so we all stayed in this house. It was Sonny and Ryan and Head and some snowboarders and all kinds of stuff. And we just had a blast.
Yeah.
And that's when that passion hit. And I asked them, can I do the Whosoevers for Houston? They said, we don't really do that, but if you create something, then you can bring us in anytime you want. So I created 1LOVEHTX, and the Whosoevers kind of in that umbrella. Mm-hmm. So most of our stuff is around, bringing them in. We have had Lacey Sturm at Wildcatter.
Yeah.
Sonny's been there doing his book signing, and Head's been there a couple of times. And so we
and
just.
Doug, you've made it out to some of those, right?
Yeah, I made them out, I think, to all of them. Yeah.
You actually came backstage with us to POD and brought some venison dirty rice.
I remember all kind of, we did a couple of different. I gave him my extra, remember, because I go to those Ducks Unlimited banquets, and I had extra.
Yeti.
Okay. They were like looking at each other like, really? I'm like, dude, I swear to God, I don't want to carry this back. I got too many of them. Yeah, but no, I was really impressed by them, and I was raised Catholic, and my faith is undying. It will always be. But what they kind of shone a light on, and is what I greatly believe in, is faith is great. It's the people in religion that F it up for everybody, man. Whether it's we love God, but not if you're this person that believe it does this or that. Yeah, there's no judgment in and there's no. I'd say this: there's no hate when it comes to dealing with God. And
well, I heard a musician not too long ago, a female. I can't recall her name, but she said, "Religion chains you, God frees you."
Oh, that's good.
She said she tries to just stay out of the whole religious part of it.
Yeah,
and just sticks to the,
That's
God.
perfect. I became so much a believer like that. We just had an episode where we talked about cremation versus burial.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, raised Catholic, you had to be buried, but then they changed their mind and said you can be cremated. And I told Rob during this, I said, they're going to change their mind again one day and say, well, okay, it's okay to be spread now. You don't have to be buried. Because we're not going to have enough places on this beautiful earth to keep putting markers and these stone things in the ground. I said, people, do what you want. But my belief for me is I'm going to be spread. And that goes against the Catholic Church. Well, it goes against the religion, but not the faith.
Yeah.
So
and I think you have to separate that. And I've said that a lot. And I grew up that way. I grew up in a very strong Southern Baptist family. And if you know anything about Southern Baptist, it's hellfire, brimstone. It terrified me. I was in bands and mohawks and skulls on every finger and everything. And I was just having a good time. I wasn't even into drugs or anything yet.
Now, wait, were you the last name? Were you raised in a Hispanic family?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what the hell, man? I mean, we spent the Catholics spend all this time with you people. You people. Say I just said that.
Damn,
you
Doug.
people.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean? Are you talking to me?
Oh my gosh.
And now you become a Baptist instead?
So what happened? It's a funny story. My grandmother changed when my mother, I think she was in high school or junior high, something like that. She just came home one day and she said, "Listen, I'm reading the Bible, and this really messes me up." She goes, it says not to pray to any other gods, and I keep praying to Mary, and I keep praying to all these people. I'm supposed to go straight to him. We're done. We're out. And that was it. She just changed right there. But they went Southern Baptist, and
Baptist is big down here, right? South.
yeah. But again, you think about it, and that's kind of the point. Is like there's a difference between religion and relationship. And
Yeah.
I think religion was created, and I don't care. I'm not bad mouthing any of them, but they all have some form of control to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the purpose. And you go,
That was the purpose, I
yeah,
think.
you go back to Rome. I
Yeah.
mean, the Catholicism there. I mean, it was
Absolutely.
biggest thing. I ask people this all the time. What's the number one unforgivable sin? And I can't tell you how many times I get. Are you ready? Do you know what it is?
I would guess, "Thou shalt not worship any other god but me." Maybe.
No.
Is that the one?
The biggest one is suicide.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have guessed
if
that.
you-
See, no, I was raised, Catholic. If you did that, you're going straight to hell, which we know much better now. Like I said, it's been people down the line that have turned this. Well, no, this is against this. No,
do you know why the suicide thing was created?
tell me.
The church was losing people, money.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
And all
sick.
all of a sudden they were like, "Wait a second,
Wow.
we need money. Like if you commit suicide, you're going to hell."
Yeah.
And so people
Yeah.
stopped committing suicide.
Yeah.
Like, oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, we're all also raised that. Basically, the best way I would say it is, we're all raised thinking that we were all formed under the same Jello mold, and we know, obviously, from mankind today, especially, that we're all different.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can come on common ground on a lot of things, but we're all different individuals. We don't. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we're all, and that's what I get to is we're all broken. And I want to get mad. I spent a lot of time mad at churches and religion and everything, and I just had to come to the fact that we're all broken in some way, shape, or form. So I just need to
Pick your poison.
let them be them, and let God handle them if there's something that He wants to fix.
That's right.
'Cause He's big enough, right? I'm
You
not
can
gonna worry
only
about it.
do you.
Yeah, that's it. And that's why I just fell in love with these guys, Brian, and the way I started hanging out with them and just seeing the way they interact with people, no matter what.
Very open,
so-
very welcoming.
So yeah, when they came, y'all did music together,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And you're a vocalist?
I'm a vocalist.
Right.
I, see, I was telling him this. I said, I think I had heard that, but I didn't believe in it. What was it? Coming Undone?
Falling away from me.
Falling away from me,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And because remember my buddy Larry Gilstrap came and did Head's guitar. He
Yeah.
tuned it all up for me. I think
Guitar
you had
tech.
asked me to do that. And I, sure enough, he got on. So I was like, God damn, I had no clue, man.
Yeah,
Well,
that's awesome.
it was funny because they told me afterwards, they were like, because I said, I just want to do it. I don't want you to tell Head. Just because Head and I used to mess around. He always tells me, do Guns N' Roses, do Guns N' Roses. He makes me do it for people just as a funny. And so I just was going to surprise him and come up on stage and do, the chorus part. And they turned me down. He told me this. They told me later, they said, we turned you down because we weren't sure what was going to happen. And then we heard you and we were like, turn him up. Turn him up.
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. I was really shocked. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that the same guy? Yeah.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Is that guy selling real estate?
I grew up in bands. I grew up, if I told you the name of the band, oh gosh, I don't even know if I should even say it on air.
More punk?
Say it. Bring it.
It was punk rock.
Yeah.
So we were actually trying to come up with the most punk rock name.
Right.
And we would do stuff like Misfits and Sex Pistols and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And just having a good time. Danzig, and did a lot of our own stuff. And I was just like, what is the most punk rock? And we came up.
Say it.
Do it.
It was a band called the Scrotum Poles.
Okay.
There you go.
I can hear it now.
And I remember we got to Katy High School Battle of the Bands. We got in.
Oh, wow.
And they said, all right, tell us your names.
I was getting ready to ask.
And I just like, yeah, we're the Scrotum Poles. And they were like, you cannot say that. And
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Why not?
So this teacher who loved us says, y'all are so sweet, but we can't do that. So we're just going to change your name to Creep Show because y'all are pretty creepy.
Okay.
There you go.
That's cool. That's funny.
So, and have you been Katie all your life then?
I have been.
Wow.
Yeah, my whole life. Couldn't wait to get the heck out of here. As soon as I graduated, I took off to Tyler, Texas, of all places, for
Oh,
a
wow.
little bit. Then I went to Dallas.
What year was that?
That was 90.
Wow, because there wasn't nothing in Tyler back then.
No, there was just a little tiny college, Tyler Junior
it was-
College. I followed a girl out there.
Yeah.
Didn't do too well at it. Was playing in bands out there, and then ended up going to Dallas because college wasn't for me. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to do hair.
Yeah. Oh,
And
wow.
So I was yeah. So
That's
I-
right.
That's
Okay.
my background. I'm a real
That's
estate
right.
now,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
16,
He's very multi-striped.
Yeah, 16 years. I was a global corporate trainer, basically. I worked my way up through the ranks, traveled the world, teaching people, hair and
Wow.
voice of a company. And that's where I got speaking and I always had being in front of people. I was always been a clown. So,
Yeah.
Well, you're the front
been
man,
fun.
so you had that.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah.
So, and then when that industry crashed, I ended up getting in real estate. And
Wow.
so, and then
So that's what you do now?
that, yep. And
Okay.
that gives me the time.
What's the name of your realtor place?
We're with EXP, but the name of our group is Top Mark Realty.
See.
Okay.
Yeah, out here in the whole Houston area, we go everywhere. So,
Okay.
He's a good guy. You could do a lot worse than picking that guy. So.
but yeah, so I love music, and that's how I kind of got into this. It's always been my love. It's been those weird moments. I remember seeing Head in my kitchen eating all my. He loves sweets.
Yeah.
He goes tear through my pantry and stuff, and I'm looking at him one day, and I'm like, this is just surreal.
Right.
Yeah.
You're sitting in my house, and I remember when those bagpipes first hit.
Right.
I'm sitting in a little townhome in Dallas, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
going, "Oh my gosh, y'all have got to hear this!" And you're
Yeah.
sitting here in my. This is weird.
That's got to be
And-
pretty cool. Yeah.
And I found that he was very scared unless Sonny and them would have to hold his hand on like crawfish etouffee and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
He was kind of like,
Well, where's he from?
He's actually from Bakersfield, California.
Oh, he's from California?
Yeah,
Okay.
all the band is from Bakersfield, California. So
Okay.
yeah, but he's such a nice guy too. Like
yeah, it's fantastic.
You would-
Sonny is a great guy. I love
Yeah,
him, man.
all of them.
Yeah.
You just don't even they don't even act like
I relate with Jonathan because
Platinum.
I heard Jonathan he goes on the side and takes hits of oxygen because
Oh yeah.
he has like asthma or something. I was like, I can dig that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you'll
relate
see
to
him on
that.
the side stage doing that, putting that mask on and just
Yeah.
I did not. Daniel he went out with Lacey Sturm last year.
Yeah.
How long did you go?
3 months on the road with her.
Wow.
God damn, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like
God.
in what capacity?
I was her driver because
Okay.
they couldn't find a driver that would actually go back to the hotel and sleep and keep them safe. When they get
Oh,
back
wow.
off the stage. So that was my job.
Driver/bodyguard.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's funny because she does have her own bodyguard. If you look
Okay.
at one of her videos, her bodyguard's in one of them, and he's a scary dude.
Okay.
Like, this dude, I just don't want to
Yeah.
mess with him. But because she's like a little sister to me,
Yeah.
it just ended up that way. So many times it was funny because if we didn't have anything to do the next day, I could go to the show.
Yeah.
So those particular times, it was funny because I'd meet up on stage when I'd see something going, and the bodyguard look at me and go,
Yeah.
I got it.
I got it.
I'm like, oh, I know, but I saw this
Yeah.
weirdo.
Right. Yeah. You got to be safe.
yeah.
Yeah, I
A
was
lot can happen really quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was hearing John Guarneri, who is Shinedown's body man, and he does stuff with Motley Crue too. He was talking about an incident with some artist that I guess is some artist. I think she was in South Africa at the time, but she's from Kansas. She's got different colored hair. I can't remember. She's dating some soccer star or something, I believe. And they had an incident with a little girl wanting to come up and.
Oh, you're talking about the Chappelle Roan incident.
Yeah. Look at you
Yeah.
knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
I
said
read a lot.
he apparently so. Yeah, he was talking about. Yeah, you just might want to handle that a little bit differently. Yeah,
The guy was a little aggressive on the daughter. That's actually Judd Law's daughter.
yeah,
Okay.
Jude Law. Yeah,
Jude Law's daughter.
Oh, wow.
And Chappelle Roan was having breakfast or something at the same hotel.
Yeah.
And the guy got up because he thought the girl was going to try to go ask her for her autograph or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
It is amazing when you're hanging out with them. You get people that they stare,
Yeah.
and they're respectful of it.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But how many that just lunge? It's spooky. We had stopped at a truck stop somewhere. I don't know where we were. And this guy recognized Lacey.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big dude. And I was waiting for her to come out of the bathroom, and I'm walking her back to the truck. And he goes, Lacey? And she turned around, and he just went for the hug. And I had to jump in and
Yeah.
I go, please warn me.
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's just weird. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, yeah, you just don't.
That's so weird. People
yeah.
don't think that.
And
Yeah.
John is he's former Secret Service. So
Right.
yeah,
Oh,
they-
yeah.
Let me tell you, those guys. I met Quail during the Bush campaign in 90. Oh, I guess it was 88. I was on campus, and we got to meet him after this event, and went up, and he was like walking towards us. But the Secret Service, who was in front and looking at us, they didn't see him walking towards us.
Oh, gosh.
And we walked toward, like, he goes, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm like, yeah. Them guys, man, they all dark sunglasses. You don't know what's going on. But
one little move of the finger and they'll take you down.
But yeah, I remember last year you went, you were on, because I think I went out, came back, and then went out and came back, going again, and you were still out. Yeah. So
yeah, it was so much fun. You know, I have more respect. I mean, I was in bands, but I didn't tour like that.
Yeah.
I have more respect to do the same show with the same amount of energy and power and passion
Every time.
Yeah.
I never understood that until I started seeing it.
Yeah, because then you have like meet and greets, like I said, and you have to, people are going to come up to you. And look, this is these people have been playing these songs for, sometimes, 25 or more years than that. But, you have to give the same amount of enthusiasm every night.
Yeah.
You can't just half-ass it.
Yeah.
Because these people aren't coming out to see you half-ass it.
No,
And
tickets aren't cheap either. You know.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah. No. And it's kudos and Lacey and them. They do a great job.
Yeah, they do. They do such an amazing job. And again, I hear people going, "Well, they're only on stage for half hour to 45 minutes, or maybe an hour. How you're getting paid a lot just for that?" I'm like, no, it's all day. It's the preparation. It's,
It is all day.
It's like, and when you're not there, you're traveling, and you're not traveling you're not at your house walking out driving 10 minutes. No.
Yeah.
You're traveling a vehicle, and you've got to live in it. It's a.
But show day, musicians know it's an all day event in your head. You're just in this zone,
Yeah. I mean,
and it's exhausting.
Yeah, practice before and testing all the media and everything. I mean, it's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
I was very thankful. I felt actually bad. I was like, I'm going back to the hotel to sleep. Man. This is great.
Yeah, we're joking about Rockville this year, and last time we went, I was waiting, and I always buy my ticket, but I go in and I do some stuff with the guys too. But we learned, because I didn't go in with them last time, I didn't ride in with. I met, and it was like, see ya. He was going. He's Doug. He was on the back of a golf cart, and they bringing him back and forth around Daytona International Speedway. To interview. They have X amount of interviews to do with different stations that are there and all that, and it's come back again. Hey, come back. Yeah, so I've learned this time you park and let them pick you up, and then you go in. Yeah, so it's a lot easier that way.
Yeah. Did you see that Flyleaf's coming?
Yeah, they're getting back together for is that an anniversary?
No, they've been back with her for what, year and a half, 2 years.
They've been on and off, kind of doing festivals and stuff. But this is the first this is the Flyleaf tour.
Tour.
They're doing. I think they're doing like 10 cities or something special.
Is this to support a new album, or is it just
them doing
going
their
out
thing?
again?
Yeah,
Are they coming?
That's cool.
They're coming to Houston, coming to Dallas. They're sold out already.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I don't doubt it.
Where at?
I think this is gonna
713 or Bayou maybe.
It's one of those. It's something like that. I remember seeing it. I don't think I've been to that one.
Her parents or her grandparents are here.
Were. So
okay.
Yeah, they were down here for a while. Her grandmother passed away last year.
Oh, damn.
okay.
So yeah, and then her.
I actually have a photo with her and Lacey.
Yep. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. I probably up from Wildcatter.
It was at Wildcatter. Yeah.
Yeah. They did. They all sang together.
Yep.
That one.
I was
really
there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah. Her grandmother was her greatest fan. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the one that
Absolutely.
practically raised her and
I saw that.
encouraged her.
I saw that, with her, that it was a very big, strong family bond. Yeah, and I said, I could remember, man, I want to say it was 19th period. It was that long ago, after she had left Flyleaf, and John had got me to come out, and her kids were itty bitty at the time. I think they told me last time they were all grown, and stuff. Yeah. But they were itty bitty, and they had a camper they brought, and so I was like,
John had a long time connection with her.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, and when he told me that, I was like, "Come on, really?" And then I mentioned his name to her.
He had always been trying to get me to do a show with her. And So, but
So
he got cancer and
John Janash, man, I had always had wink eye about promoters, before, because I had been told by guys, but CJ Pearson introduced me to John Janash, and what I do now with my company is dealing with artists and with stuff. Everybody that I've ever met, the seed comes from CJ and John and grew out.
Yeah,
Everybody that I've ever met, every friend that introduced me to somebody else,
Right.
It's no different than business. It works exactly the same way.
Yeah.
And his passing really changed so much in the music industry around Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
It really changed so much.
Yeah.
And
He
it
was
was
an
a-
amazing man.
It was a big
I
difference.
didn't know him very long, but the time that I got to spend with him,
Yeah, you got him on the tail end, but yeah, you did.
yeah,
he
spent a lot
liked
of
you,
time.
man. So
yeah, he told me one day when he was kind of stuck at home near the end there, he's like, Daniel, I wish I had a Bible. And man, that's the first thing I did. I went out to the store, got him a Bible, put his
that's
name
very
on
cool.
it. So I don't know if his family still has it or not.
Well, I'm
but
sure they do. Yeah.
Yeah,
look, he was a good guy. It's funny, most of these people that we met that have been through these really rough times, I think I've met every single one of them after they've been through, like, I'm getting their best, which woohoo, I'm getting peak time. But I hear these stories and I'm like, really, you?
Yeah.
I just can't believe that, So
No, Lita still misses him tremendously. My wife talks to her. And,
oh God, yeah, I
she
bet.
still misses him big time.
yeah,
So his whole family does.
yeah.
He was their rock for sure.
yeah. Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure it crippled a lot of places.
Yeah.
After he was gone.
Yeah, he had a
Just not the same.
huge impact, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They what about you got a Jeep event coming up?
Yeah.
Speak
Yeah,
on
You
that.
have a new Jeep, and
So
you're,
I- so
you're
I-
modding it out, obviously.
Yeah, that Jeep stands for just empty every pocket.
Oh, wow.
In case you didn't know.
And
Yeah.
man, and you've got your hands in so many little things, dude.
I do. My wife gets mad at me all the time. She's like, "Do you ever slow down?" I'm like, "No, I just can't."
Yeah.
It's my mom was like that.
I'm
too.
like that too, man.
So
I have
you
to
just-
do multiple stuff.
Yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead, right?
Right.
That is you.
That is me. Yeah.
But yeah, so no, we're really close friends with the guys from Elevation Jeeps in Katy. They're out there up I-10 in Barker Cypress. You'll know a lot of people are like, "Where is that place?" And I go, the big try dick sign.
Oh yeah.
I know it
Is that
sounds
attorney?
horrible. It's an attorney,
Attorney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right above their place. And he goes,
Oh, wow.
He goes, "Bro, I hate that thing up there." I'm like, No.
It's
You
great.
need to
Yeah.
love
Marker.
that thing. Yeah.
It's a marker.
Yeah.
Because
man.
everyone goes, "Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
know exactly where that is." So,
I know exactly what that's.
but
at.
he's a great guy, loves Jesus too, and he just loves what we do. And so his heart was he wanted to give back to different ministries and things and outreach groups that he loved. And One Love HTX was one of those. There's another one called Miles from Matthews. That's for us. It's a specific type of children's cancer.
Okay.
And then there's a Ugandan house for women. And so he's fallen in love with those. He's like, how do I give if I don't have more to give? And so he's like, I'm going to build a Jeep. So he built this insane rock crawler Jeep where all these companies donated parts, and one guy donated a Jeep, and they basically took this thing down to bare metal and have built it back up again. And it's a beast. It's got a V8 in it and everything.
Wow.
It's probably $150,000.
Oh
Jeep.
yeah, easy.
Yeah. So what he's done is he's basically recouping the labor for his guys. And he said anything above and beyond that goes to these people, these three ministries that I love. And we're one of those receivers and pretty excited about it. But there's only 3,000 tickets being sold. That's it. So better chances than any lotto ticket you can pick up.
Yeah.
And they're $100 a piece.
And this is called Elevation Jeep.
Elevation Jeeps.
Okay.
I always
Jeeps.
mess up. I say
Okay.
Jeep all the time. He's like, it's Jeeps.
Yeah, okay.
So, but yeah, so if you go to elevationjeeps.com, you can go on there and grab yourself a ticket, and
Okay.
the funny thing is they're not anywhere near 3,000 right now. It'd be great
Yeah.
if they hit that, but,
I'm actually going to go on because this is one that I do for Austin Street Shelter in Dallas every year. That's my deal I do, and I'll go. I'll
Yeah,
go
that'd
because
be
I always
awesome.
figure my kid's always in a new vehicle.
yeah, there,
Yeah, it's one less.
that's a beast of a vehicle to give a kid, So, but yeah, someone's going to win it May 2nd. So we're going to do that. There's going to be a drawing at 5:00, but before that, there's going to be live music. I don't know if you've heard of a guy named Tidings.
No.
So Tidings has been out to a couple of our
Is that
events.
Good Tidings?
Good. It's like Good Tidings.
Yeah.
He's an amazing artist. He's like a really gravelly, just rock, Southern rock type sound, but just really smooth and cool. I discovered him in Galveston. And
Okay.
he did a couple of our shows with us whenever we brought in like head and stuff. He would kind of just be the opening act. And but he's going to be there playing. We're going to have crawfish. So
Yes.
thankful to Mr. Doug here, who's going to donate the
spices.
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably 400 or 500 pounds is what I heard.
Wow.
Yeah, of crawfish, and then we're going to have some hamburgers and hot dogs for those that can't handle that. And then 5 o'clock, we're giving away the Jeep.
Wow.
So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be really fun. But yeah, that's May 2nd. Sorry.
Okay.
May 2nd.
I got something you might want to do. Then it'll help you out with that spice. But I'll tell you after this show. Yeah,
Secrets.
Was it a secret?
it's a secret, man.
Okay.
Ancient Chachere secrets.
Can't share that on yet. But
So are you still doing music? Are you playing with anyone right now?
You know, I've actually had, after that event where
Yeah.
I'm saying
Everybody wanted
who
to,
was
like-
who was that band that played with a head?
yeah, they played. I'm trying to remember.
Golly.
Was it Downfall?
Nope. It was a great bunch of guys though.
I thought it was Downfall 2020. But
In the aftermath.
in the
Oh,
aftermath.
yeah,
That's
okay.
right, yeah.
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 So
JD, the singer.
yeah.
JD Garza.
Yeah. Great people.
Yeah.
So, but after that, people started asking me, "Would you come sing for us? Would you come?" And then it was actually Bill Finch. He has a band called Eden Effect, and they had lost
Oh
their
yeah,
singer.
Eden Effect.
Yeah.
And they're a Christian band.
Yep.
Yep.
They had lost their singer. and,
Carl Lewis is the guitarist.
Yep.
I've known him for a while. Yeah.
yeah. And so I toyed around with it. I listened to the stuff, and what I heard in my head was different than what
Yeah.
they were doing. They're like, "Do what you want to do."
Yeah.
And then I thought about it, and like you said, like, what are you not doing right now? I don't
Yeah.
have that kind of time.
Spread
you
already
know?
thin.
Boy, that's a commitment.
It is a
It
commitment.
is. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be, like I said, anybody can, not anybody, but people can go and do a version of it. But commit, that's like once at least, but twice better if you rehearse a week,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I wish I just knew 4 or 5 good guys that just every once in a while just wanted to get together and jam. I don't want to try and tour. I don't want to try to make a. There you go.
I'm like,
No,
bring
but
it.
and that's what this is what my office looks like, and I can't play a lick on a guitar.
No,
I
I've
play,
got
I play all of those, man.
I've got multiple instruments that I can play just a little tiny bit on, man. And
I'm real good with the tambourine.
yes,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I think a lot of musicians and people that play, even local guys, even they just play, they want to get out there.
Yeah,
And just play because it's a release for them, man.
It's a stress reliever. It's just
it really is.
I have a high stress job, so
Yeah.
that's just my time to have fun and just
We spend most of our time, for me to get that release out. I'm at Wildcatter either Sunday
Oh,
night
yeah.
or Wednesday night doing karaoke.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know you were doing that there. See, I would have came
yeah.
out.
Yeah, we go out there
Yeah.
all the time. My son-in-law and my daughter go out there, and it's funny because
well, Nick Dees was doing that for a while, right?
right now it's I got another guy.
Oh, I
named
think he was doing the open mic.
Justin. Oh yeah,
The open mic.
open mic is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually did Nirvana. What's one of the Nirvana songs I did with him on his acoustic, and it was
With Nick?
It was sweet. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he knows
So-
quite a bit of music.
But it's one of those ones too. It's like I get up there and I'm an old man now. I'm not a young whippersnapper anymore. But I'll get up there and belt
I mean, you're
out.
not Rolling Stone old, so I mean,
Yeah,
come
but
on.
you're not like me.
you're not-
You're not like me. Gonna be 60
You're not
this year.
Keith Richards old, you know.
You look good for being going to be 60. Come on.
Thanks for the lie. No, I don't smoke and I don't drink.
Yeah,
Hey, well,
that's my
I've
secret.
done it all, and
I don't smoke and drink.
Yeah, no. Well, Rob's got his secret thing is youth is he has that oxygen pump all the time.
I was never sick until I got COVID. I was like, man, I can't wait to get COVID. Knock that crap out in 3 days.
oh,
No, it didn't work out that way.
Didn't work out that way. No,
I was in the hospital 6 months.
that's the only
Yeah.
thing. I never got that.
Wow, that is
I never-
crazy.
Yeah, he was one of 2 people that I knew that went into coma and came out. I had my aunt, my dad's sister, his youngest sister. My dad's the only one left of Tony Sashery's kids, and he was in the middle, and he's
Yeah, I had the trach in my throat till the day I left the hospital.
Wow.
yeah, he's got
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a funny thing. Now I can say this. I hope it's not offensive or anything. Yeah, because it's not meant to be. But I saw you around at all the
Yeah.
events. You
Okay.
come up there to Wildcatter and the shows
Yeah.
and stuff, and I didn't know. I always saw you with the oxygen.
With the oxygen, yeah.
Yeah, and so I just assumed that this was one of those things that's probably just a matter of time.
Yeah.
So
I kept trying to kill him, but yeah, no. The thing to do is to come up and ask me, and I would have. Rob knows.
It's surprising how many people come and ask me, like, what's my story,
Yeah.
And It's crazy, man.
Yeah, Rob knows my policy. It's just go ahead and ask because it's better to ask than stare.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I've run into quite a few bear traps like that, but it's the way to do it. But no, I went to John called me. I was building my house in Montgomery in 21, and I was out there looking at it. I was probably in sweats or something, and he goes, "Hey, man, guys from Sable really want to meet you." I'm like, "Man, I'd have to go back." I had already sold my house, so I was staying with a friend for about 2 months during that freeze we had. Thank God, best time not to own a house in the world. But I had to drive back 40 minutes and then go another hour back to the Wildcatter. But for John, I mean, at that point especially, I'd have done anything. So I went, and that's where I said
That was the show I canceled.
Yeah, I was like,
We were supposed to
they
open
were
up for
supposed to
Sable
open. I was like, "Hey, where's Westfield, man?" He goes,
Yeah.
well, Rob's got COVID. I'm like,
And I never canceled shows, man.
Wow.
well,
I called my guys. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, I just assumed it was COVID. Like he'll be, he'd be
Then like
better
that
in a
next week, they had to come evacuate me from the house, and luckily I don't remember any of that. So life flight, I don't remember anything.
And you play guitar? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Dude,
Yeah,
he got
obviously.
up. Yeah, he got up. We were wondering. So yeah, he got up and they played at
I think
at
BFE.
BFE
first.
was his first show,
Yeah.
and we tried to get him, sit down, don't stand up the whole. No, he was
No.
fucking.
Wow.
Now
I'm
what
fighting.
gets him is what gets him if somebody
If it's hot, it gets me.
hot,
Yeah.
smoky, or a fog
The
machine.
fog machine.
Oh, those are the worst.
I can't
Those
breathe
are the
that.
worst.
Yeah, it puts me down for days after I get fog machine.
Oh,
But I'm supposed to get. Well, they want me to do a bilateral transplant, but I don't want to get cracked open again. There's no way.
yeah.
I'm fine. I do everything I used to do, just slower,
Yeah.
and just
He just has the top of his lungs whited out.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why did
they're scarred.
No.
They're scarred. I have pulmonary
really?
Like,
fibrosis.
those are gone.
Yeah.
And like the rest is what he's operating on.
Wow.
The two top lobes are
And it's
trashed.
all blood type, dude. If you have a certain blood type,
I don't know, man. I think everybody is getting hit.
I mean, you get
I don't
hit.
think one
think-
blood type got.
No,
got
but one blood type got worse than any other
I
kind.
don't, I don't know, man.
so-
So many people died though.
Were you shot or no shot?
No shot.
No shot. No shot.
And I got COVID at Wildcatter.
Yeah, he was,
Yeah.
and he got the Delta variety,
And
like
I know the guy
21
that
early.
gave it to everyone that day, and because he called and said, "Hey, I got COVID." Next thing you know, I didn't know I had it. I just cut the pasture
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
By Tuesday, I was feeling like hell, and then by Sunday, I was like, getting
It's
carried out of
not
here.
just allergies.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it was
yeah,
allergies.
that's
I'm like,
what you
it's
thought.
just allergies. I'll just chill for like a couple days.
It's
I'll
not just
I'll be
allergies.
fine.
Yeah, dude, man, during that I got it. It's funny though because I started vitamin up, and I've been only sick one time. My grandbaby got me because they're the carriers of
Yeah.
all things evil.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's not a whole bit.
But typical male, we don't want to go to the hospital.
No,
We're like, screw the doctor. We'll be fine.
and I had it, but I had COVID like 3 times, and
Dang.
one of the times
You
I
did. You got it a lot.
Yeah, one, and he was like scared to be around me. But
Yeah.
one of the times I had it, I didn't know I had it. I had a little, but I was like, no, I'm tested. I'm negative. But so I went, and a buddy of mine, a tour manager for Pop Evil, said, "Man, come down to meet everybody." So I came down. It was like their first show of their tour. They're going out for months. Big hug, everybody.
Right.
I had to call Shelby, man. I just tested positive
Dang.
for COVID.
Yeah.
But nobody got it. But thank God, man.
So how much of that do you think? And and obviously you got it.
Yeah.
But how many people do you think tested that those tests were? I
No,
got
don't
a
know.
conspiracy theory brain, but I don't like going there.
It's was I'll say this. Scott Bartlett, Saving Abel guitarist. His dad was above Fauci, but his dad passed in like I want to say 19 maybe, and so his dad was Johnny Hopkins smart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was. There's buildings at John Hopkins University with his dad Bartlett. Look up Bartlett John Hopkins, and you'll see his dad. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, because I talked to Scott. I'd walk in his house and say, "Oh, so this is a home of learned doctors, right?" Just his dad. But yeah, Scott's one hell of a guitar player and wonderful, beautiful man. But Scott said, and this is true, something his dad would say, it's going to be 20 years before we figure it out. We're going to all have conspiracy theories, and I've heard everyone. And look, even Rob's got his opinions because hell, he went through it. What do you know? But
I really don't have an opinion about it. I
yeah,
think
When
I think
people,
it's just something that happened.
that's the only thing when people tell me, well, there's nothing to it. I'm like, well, look, one of my best fucking friends and my co-host is fucking died.
I mean, we'll never know the truth. I don't think.
I mean, I believe it's definitely real. I mean, you're living proof of that. I don't know if you know, but my brother passed away in 2021.
I didn't know that.
He was just huge on getting the shots.
Yeah.
And I kept telling my mom, I was like, and they lived together because he basically bought her house, and Dad's been in a nursing home for a long time. He's like, you live with me. But he would not go anywhere. He wouldn't. He just locked himself up, basically.
Yeah.
And he was pushing for the shots. And I was like, Mom, don't do it. Like, just don't do it.
I made my parents do it.
My wife did. My wife's never taken the shot.
Yeah. So they both took the first round. And, there's this thing called, have you heard of Lifeline screening?
No.
This isn't a commercial for it, but but we go every
Hold
year.
on to a brief moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we get sponsorship from that.
Yeah.
But we go every year. They do all the 4 or 5 major checkpoints to see
Okay.
if, the Widowmaker and all that kind of stuff and how it's looking. And within before you leave, they're like, no, you're good, or hey,
Okay.
we're seeing something. You need to go check it out. And my mom started it, so we all have been doing it.
It's a smart idea.
They
That's
have been
pretty cool.
checked. They were good. Everything. My brother is a little bit of a drinker, who isn't sometimes. And next thing you know, he just was gone one night.
Heart?
Yep. Gone.
Oh.
Well, there's some people too, you said he was checked out, but yeah, I know.
But you said he did get the shot.
He did get the
And
shot.
some people say that the shot
Yeah.
caused heart.
If
blood
you
clots.
have something, if you have something like Bartlett, he couldn't get it because of his heart. He could not do it.
Yeah,
there's
they
some
said
people,
it caused blood clots.
Yeah.
and I did the first 2. It was like one, and you got the other one, and then I did the first boost after that, and then I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because the worst part of when he got it during Delta, which was early 21 part,
I got it April 21.
Yeah, and once we got past that, and it took a few of my good friends who looked like they were in perfect fucking shape.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
excuse my French. And it's a mystery, dude. Like I
It
said,
is, it is.
at first I was like, you got to do this. You got like people be your own. You make your own.
Yeah.
Said just that.
But people were coming in the hospital and not coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
alive.
asked him.
Yeah.
That was a question I had. I said, dude, you were on a floor where it was nothing but COVID patients.
Yeah.
How many came out? He goes, the only way that anybody came off my floor besides me was they was zipped up.
The doctors would come stand in front of me and just
Yep.
stare at
I
me
lost lost friends to it.
like,
Yeah.
wow. They couldn't believe I was still here.
It
Like,
was the intubator we heard that was the big issue.
yeah, that's what I had. Yeah.
So, but it gets weirder because after my brother passed away, about 6 or 7 months, maybe a year after that, Mom was over. She kept complaining, kept going to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "Nothing's wrong with you. You're good. You're healthy." And then all of a sudden, my wife didn't feel comfortable. She was complaining about some pains, and she said, "Come stay with us." And that night, my mom is beating on the wall. My wife goes in there and she goes, "Lupe, what is going on?" And she says, "I'm in pain." She goes, "My neck hurts so bad." And she goes, "Show me where it hurts." And she goes, "Right here." And she goes,
Oh,
"Lupe,
no.
that's not your
Yeah.
neck." And she had a quadruple bypass.
Oh, wow.
And again, it's like we just checked her out.
I
Every
know.
doctor's looking at her. Everyone's saying, and it's just like, ugh.
It's just I don't
That's
know.
frustrating.
We don't
Yeah.
know. We don't
That's
know.
frustrating. Though.
Yeah.
They with Rob, it was kind of like, have you ever seen the Stephen King movie, the miniseries back in the day, The Stand?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was like Gary Sinise. They kept walking in his room like, how the hell is he alive?
Yeah, it would just look at me. They're like,
Dude, God had a
That's
purpose.
true.
they're like, we can't even explain this because we're just learning as we're going. So they just couldn't explain it. How I was still fighting.
Yeah.
Still living.
Yeah.
But I couldn't talk. They would just like talk at me and talk about me.
Yeah.
Because you can't talk with it.
Just hearing it now, I mean, that's enough. I mean, what a story, what a testimony.
Yeah,
to
I
be
still
able to
go
tell
every
people.
year. I go for my pulmonary, and they're like, "There's the miracle guy,"
Yeah.
Because they just can't believe. And they look at me and they're like, looking at the charts. They're like, "That's not the same person." Like
They wanted
in
to
the
cut
charts
it. They
no.
wanted to cut him off, and they
they were ready to let
They-
me go, but
I wanted to look. Trust me, I wanted to do. You know me because I like to ask questions. I wanted, and this guy's a brother, man, and
Yeah.
I wanted to do a podcast on it because anything that's like, look, I know it can be painful, but
While he's in the hospital.
no, well, I'll give him a little bit of grace, but not much.
blink if you agree.
And he better have the episode up in
He
time.
probably would have done it.
No,
I probably would have.
And he better have the episode uploaded.
Yeah.
But, that's his job. But Like I would sometimes like it was a couple times like at 12:30 at night. My eye would so I'd get up and I'd look and say my eye would start twitching. I was like that, but no, I wanted to go ask him in spring and have them, but it was just too hard for them to go through at time.
If you get too deep into it, it gets really emotional.
But you get but you can see
still even after all this time.
But
real emotional.
Right now, we're kind of like just a little bit at a time.
Yeah, we're just touching here and
pulling a little bit out of him. But
it was an experience I wouldn't wish on anyone.
Yeah.
What
was your
brutal.
your mental state like during that time?
My mental state is I had to keep. I didn't want them to open the blinds. I didn't want anything. I didn't want the lights on. I didn't want the TV on. My wife used to play music for me, but generally, my thought was I'm going to compartmentalize this, and I'm going to just kind of like go in a meditative state.
Yeah.
And that was my goal the whole time.
Good.
Is to stay like to separate my body from what was happening in my mind.
And they say that's probably,
and
more
I think
than
that
50%
helped.
of,
that helped just staying focused and not, because you couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I felt dehydrated the whole time.
Yeah.
So like you had to like separate that reality and just go somewhere else, Yeah. It was a trip, man.
Tell him about the drug dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they had me on like fentanyl.
See, that was the race.
Heavy drugs.
You're racing. Your body is racing between the COVID and the drugs. Who's going to kill you first?
And I never done drugs before, so I could feel my body was doing some weird stuff,
Wow.
And like felt like ants were all over you and stuff. So I had to like beg them to quit giving me drugs.
Wow.
And the withdrawal, I went through withdrawals, and I didn't know what that was like, obviously. But yeah, brutal.
I had a buddy of mine. There's two people I know that were in the COVID. Another buddy of mine was in for about 6 weeks or so, and he woke up and he started screaming because he thought the Chinese had kidnapped him. I was like, "What the hell were you watching, man?" Before, but it was the drug. The drugs. I mean,
I could
very
tell you some stories.
Yes.
Yeah. Hallucination stories.
Well, that's talking about Justin earlier. My business partner who was in a car accident. We were talking about that earlier, and he's on heavy drugs right now.
Oh, I bet he has to be.
He's like the dreams, bro. The dreams. He goes, it's demonic. It's crazy.
Crazy how they affect you that way.
Yeah, he's not liking that.
Also, if you get too much oxygen and you can't breathe it out, the CO2 builds up, and you have strange dreams from that too. Wow. Yeah, it's a lot.
But we're not advising this for anybody.
No, don't do that.
This is not a
say no to drugs, kids.
Yeah, please. And
well, no, I'm good to hear because the mental state is going to be everything.
It is, and that helped me a lot. I think just staying focused and just saying, if I get through this, I'm going to put it away and just move forward.
Yeah,
and that's what I did.
1998, I had a friend who we just fell down. That was it. Like something was wrong. They rushed him to the hospital. They found a brain tumor.
Wow.
And they said we got to operate.
Yeah.
And so they began to operate, and they ended up closing him up. And then when they were done, they said, "We can't do it. We can't do anything. The tentacles are so deep.
Yeah,
we can't do anything for you. You got about 6 months.
Wow.
Make your peace with whoever you need to make your peace with. Say bye to your family." And his exact response, excuse my French, he looked at the doctors and he said, "Get the fuck out of my room. You don't tell me how long I have. Only God tells me that. Leave." And he's ex-Green Beret, crazy guy. We're in 2026.
Still
with us?
He's still with us.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
That's
exactly right.
And that's what he says. He's like, man,
It's
he goes,
attitude, man.
Yeah. He said, I gotta trust what God says, that his promises are his promises. And I just keep going and doing what I'm doing until he decides otherwise.
That's right.
And, he can't get on a plane. The pressure's too much.
Yeah.
There's weird things that he's adjusted to, but he's kicking it. He's stronger than me.
You got to just have that attitude and just keep going.
Yeah.
And my
So
dad
good.
my dad has outlived his siblings and his dad's age.
Wow.
At 90, and he's getting ready to be 91. I'm like, Dad, God's got the contract, and when He's ready, that's when it ends.
Yeah.
That's when you get called up to the big leagues.
It does mess you up though when you go through something like what I did and you survive, because then you start questioning like, why do these people die and you don't?
Sure.
Yeah,
It does give you that guilt. It does.
Yeah.
You do. The survivor guilt's real. It is real. But
Well, we're thankful to have you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was ready to go, man. To be honest, and I tell everybody, when you're dying, it's very peaceful. Because when they told me I wasn't going to make it, I thought, and you know how they say, well, your whole life passes before your eyes?
Yeah.
It's kind of true, because you reflect and think, well, what haven't I done?
Yeah.
And then you think all the stuff you did do, and you're like, man, I've lived a great life, you know?
And did you believe in God then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
So
you
that's a huge
you
one,
say,
too.
like, man, I've had a great life. I've like, what else do I need to do?
Right.
You know, it's like it
got all
was
these
all a gift, you know?
guitars.
Yeah. Everything you've had up to that point was just a gift, you know?
Yeah.
And some kids don't live to be 6, you know?
Yeah.
So
No.
yeah,
Wow.
it's a trip, man. It's a trip.
Wow. Well, we're thankful you're here, and I'm thankful to hear the story. I got a little bit of it the other day when we were talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but like I said, when I saw you, I was like, I wonder how long he has. That's what I was wondering every time I saw him. But
Yeah. Well, no, I wondered the same thing too for a while.
yeah.
Because it was like they said, they don't know how it was going to affect me, and I would have to go do scans and scans and scans.
Yeah.
And like, actually, these last scans, I didn't even go do them because I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need to see that.
Yeah.
Because I feel good, you know.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I actually skipped them this
He
year.
stays very mentally busy.
Yeah.
So I think that's good for him.
That's good.
See, this has been a
You
full.
keep me pretty busy, Doug.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Down-
Actually, I'm gonna have to. And right
upload
after
the
this,
damn podcast.
I got to go edit podcast
edit
for free.
for free for nothings. But
my gosh.
see this
For the love, man. I'll do it for the love.
That's right.
Yeah.
At One Love,
One
Houston,
Love.
Texas.
One Love HTX.
That's right. But Daniel, this is why we had you on today. See, I knew
So
you.
where's One Love HTX? Is it on everywhere? YouTube?
Yeah, give us.
Yeah, so we're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, Amazon, and iHeartRadio.
Cool.
Like I said, we never even advertise except for our own social media platforms. You know,
Okay.
we don't pay for anything, and it's just really been a God thing. We've hit 68 countries. I don't even know we're seeing U.S. or Russian Federation and.
We got banned from Russia.
Yeah, we got banned. Something. What there was something. Yeah, there was something in our music or something that they banned us.
Yeah.
2 different episodes they banned us in
What?
Russia. I don't know why.
I haven't had that yet. But yeah,
We're rebels.
Costa Rica, and we had a Puerto Rico jump
wow.
on the other day, and tell us. Finally we heard like a live, like we were wondering like these bots, like who's watching
Yeah.
us, but yeah, it just exploded 68
cool.
countries, and it keeps growing, and but yeah, it's like United States, and then I think I forgot where, like Australia or something, and then it
Yeah.
goes to Germany. I'm like, who are these people?
So how often do y'all release?
We go every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks? Okay.
Yeah. So and we'll do some pre-recordings and things like that. We're actually going live tomorrow, which will be a rare one because my podcast host is actually going. He's doing some extra school right now, so he's pretty busy. So when he can go live, we go live. But it didn't start off as a podcast. The way it started off is after I went on that trip with Head and I fell in love with what they were doing. I go, I've got to bring this back, this whosoever stuff back, and I formed One Love HTX just as an outreach. And my mindset was, how do you create a fun environment that is inviting to everyone, no matter what? I don't care what you're going through. I'm not going to judge you. I don't care. You just want to have fun and music. Music is the heart of so many people.
It is.
And so I thought, let's do this and let's bring these guys in. And that was my initial. And every time we started doing these things at these events, people come to me and go, "Hey man, do you have a podcast?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have a podcast. Why would I have a podcast? I'm just trying to have fun,
Yeah.
And finally one day, my podcast host, I was meeting with him. Someone introduced me to him. So you got to talk to him. Y'all on the same wavelength. And he was like the 50th or 60th person that goes, "Hey man, do you have a podcast?" And I go, "Everyone's asking me that." I go, "No, I don't." And he said, "Hey man, you need to.
Yeah.
The stories that you have, the questions that people are asking you, they don't feel comfortable asking a pastor or in church or something else. And y'all are so inviting, and it's just normal.
y'all bring everybody together.
It's fun.
That's cool, man.
It's fun.
Hey, wasn't the night that you performed? Wasn't Ginger was there?
No, Ginger was no.
They had a chick.
Ginger was supposed to be there, and the war stopped that. She never showed up. She couldn't come in.
I thought for
and
sure
then they
she
and
was
then
there.
they
I
blew
think
up.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they blew up. So
Yeah, they blew way the hell up after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Justin. Yeah, now he's not getting hurt anytime
Yeah.
soon. But
Yeah.
yeah, they were supposed to perform at Wildcat.
I remember
when
that,
the
yeah.
Ukraine war started, and
Yeah.
Right.
that was it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll be there. You'll be happy to know that you are our first guest on season 4 in our 4th year.
Oh, right.
That's
on.
right. Season 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, I can't believe we've been doing it this long, Doug.
How often do y'all do it?
Every week.
Every
But
week.
we've taken
Driver.
3 weeks off.
Driver.
Yeah. He's cracking, man. Cracking the whip.
Yeah, 3 weeks. We've taken off 3 different weeks over the first 3 years. So
Nice.
when we're like, that's why
We've only not done 3 episodes through all of those.
we try and build up some backloads. So when I go out,
And it's mostly your fault.
it is definitely my fault. If it's late though, I guarantee you it's 100% his fault. Not
Yeah.
that he doesn't have a ton of work that he's
Because
doing.
I'm usually working that whole
Yeah.
evening, and I'm like,
I'll come in,
brain
he'll take a
dead.
break. He'll take a break to podcast, then he'll go back to work. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're editing, you're doing the whole bit. Wow. Okay.
It's a good machine, man.
Yeah. I need to look into that.
Well, mostly I just do
so
an
he
intro on the
cooks.
song.
He cooks and you do the
Yeah,
editing.
I just do the editing on. I just load basically 2 tracks and
Yeah.
just cut on the track. If like, because Doug does a lot of pausing, so try to cut all the pauses out. You know,
It used to
as much as
pop. It used to
possible.
pop a lot too.
You did, but now we have the pop filters.
Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, that's enough. That's enough of this stuff for this week.
Thanks
But
for coming, man. It was
man.
a pleasure to
Thanks for
sit
having
with
me.
you.
Thanks for having me. Yeah. And I hope to see y'all out at the events and
again, what's the date on that?
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
May
At-
2nd, Elevation Jeeps.
What time does it start?
It starts at 2:00.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think they're doing
Rockstar hours.
all you can eat crawfish.
Wow.
I think it's $30 is like
Okay.
because it's going back to charity.
Yeah.
All you can eat, and then hot dogs, hamburgers,
And
live
that
music.
you can get the tickets from them online.
get the tickets at Elevation Jeeps.
Okay. Jeeps.
Jeeps.com.
So-
Yeah, $100 a ticket. There are only
Okay.
3,000 sold. Your odds are really
That's
good right
that's
now.
for the raffle.
Yeah,
for the
for the
Jeep.
raffle. Yep.
I
Okay.
keep trying. I'm gonna go in. I usually go in 3 on the one in Dallas, and I'll do my part here too.
Yeah, I'm seeing the numbers, and they're good numbers, but there's nowhere near 3,000. I'm
Oh,
like, are you
we'll-
still giving this away? He goes, well, no matter what, we're giving
Wow,
this thing
okay.
away.
I'll
That's the
we'll
only
post
Jeep
it.
I
We'll
have now.
Yeah, we'll share that and we'll get it out there.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you.
All right. This is the Nonsense Chronicles, and we are out of here.
Later.
You do that so well.